like instant level 1 sommelier right there.
That's facts.
Yes.
I'm ready to see between Mimi and GB, whichever decides to pull the first Som class for Red Bull. I'm here for it. Yeah. Hey, shoulder peek? Oh yeah, that works. Poise does get one in response though, considering the isolation for NRG's defense looked good through mid, and all of a sudden actually FaZe, even though you lose pressure at mid, you're already up through sewer, and they don't even need to burst onto site. They can just slow walk onto site.
Yeah, they're able to get up long here with Fly. A spike coming in. Shock dart, though, from EU. It's interesting. He's going to guess it perfectly.
Wow,
boom,
dude.
That is spike not planted there from EU. Recon Bolt goes down as well. Baby Bay going to get blipped by that. EU not able to connect any bullets, but he slowed this attack down so very much. And NRG has such a mankind advantage now.
You think he done his homework on FaZe plant positions
very
on pistols?
Yeah.
Fast lane just to get Baby Bay out. Aftershock was there. Superman needed to do more than just the one, as there was really no chance to fight off the final 3 for Baby Bay. So, decent to get a plant and a couple of kills for FaZe, but largely speaking, good initiation, just proactivity from NRG in the middle of the map.
Yeah, just a bait and switch at mid, as well as from front B site. Comes up with a 2-for-1 trade. Also, just great work from EU up top, shutting down the initial plant attempt, and NRG's putting it all together here on the pistol round of FaZe's map pick of Haven, which a little surprised to see it come out. Honestly, I would have thought FaZe would have gone for Breeze or Fracture, one of whatever was open. I mean, they've won their last 5 games in a row on Fracture. Like, look super hot on it lately, and I think they've won like their last 10 in a row or something like that on Breeze. So like, they've just been in such fine form. One of those had to come through in the ban phase. I would have thought they would have went there, but Haven, to be fair, has been a good map for them throughout the course of this year at the core of their team. They've won their last 4 in a row on Haven, so maybe they just felt like they had something cooked up for it.
Yeah. And well, how about something cooked up for round number 2? It's going to be a full purchase, as best as it could be for FaZe as they try to work their way on in, but the opening towards B is immediately shut down. Dicey missing widely. But his teammates able to pick things up only for a small time. Trade still favoring the defensive NRG. Spike will be dropped. Superman can only take one more with him. And NRG are going to be really happy to see them cleanly get through the force buy situation for FaZe.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get to 3-0 now pretty quickly here with little stress. As far as NRG goes with Haven, I mean, had a pretty good win against the Guard in the group stages, kind of hinted at there in the conversation between Mimi and Valen on the desk. A little bit different composition, I guess you could say. But to be fair, I mean, they made this exact comp work when they played against the Guard in groups. So
yeah,
not too surprising there. But outside of that, I mean, outside of that win against the Guard, I mean, a little bit bumps in the road here and there throughout this year on it. As Baby Bay with the frenzy going hard. He's not done. That stun's going to connect, I think, but he just gets away anyhow.
Well, or does he? High gear, paranoia, everything coming through to try to get Baby Bay a little bit extra space around this site. And yeah, that works out nicely. Ethan able to fight back, though, from the link. That's going to do well to at least give an opportunity to contest, especially considering that the planter of Poise was critical HP. Ethan connects not just off the Aftershock, but also with the Phantom. And all of a sudden, it's just down to Baby Bay. Flashed up, hands are out. And, well, this isn't the pacer test. You can't just go back and forth to 2 points. NRG, clean on the retake.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing such a good job getting frags off the spike plant so far this half. It was shock darts before. That time it's the Aftershock through. Yeah, so far so good here for NRG. Their tournament life is on the line. Loser is out. Winner plays Xset tomorrow for a chance at Copenhagen. FaZe back on the full buy here, getting the sewers pretty rapidly, thanks to the pace of the Neon. Superman, of course, coming with him here. Mid push, though, from NRG in response, taking some open space. There is a trademark there that would detect a window flank, and Dicey is watching garage side, so FaZe, you know, minding their P's and Q's here. Well, the timing could happen. Dicey,
yeah, sure could.
In dangerous waters right now, but getting some support now.
And this is the thing. Ethan never used his opening fault line, so he has the ability to try to stun this if he wants to. While FaZe are kind of waiting to see where this engagement's going to come through. It's hazed for 1, but Poised, how does he snap onto a double? Massive trade back, and now all of a sudden FaZe can start setting up with Seekers to hit over towards it.
Trademark's broken, though, so this window flank from Som could come into play, but oh, never mind. Seeker does detect that, so he's going to be forced back in the B side. Here comes the hit now from FaZe onto the site.
Oh my
though,
goodness.
from up top, continues to wreak havoc from above, and now will drop down, spots one towards sewers, and knows that they haven't got up long just yet.
They've gotten the retake through. The Rolling Thunder gets NRG back on towards site. But Flya, oh, maybe he could beat a timing, but not the case. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Ethan doesn't use anything in the opening of the round, and FaZe is waiting to see, is he going to use this fault line? Is he going to try to flash anybody forward? That doesn't end up happening, and you think that the initial double from Poise is going to be good enough, but then all of a sudden EU's got full utility, Ethan's got full utility plus an ult, and it's just easy cleanup from there on out for NRG.
EU has been crushing it with his utility so far on these retakes, and this wasn't even really a retake. I mean, yeah, they recaptured the site, but in a little bit of a different way, I guess you could say.
Yeah, sure,
the timing of how it comes through with really no spike threat. And again, this is the EU that you know and love, man. The guy that sometimes just flies under the radar a bit, but certainly one of the best in his role in the region.
Overdrive for Baby Bay as the hit comes over towards the B zone. Spike try to get planted. Hunter's Fury from EU to try to deny. Gonna be a bit off. Doesn't really tag too much. Energy low here for Baby Bay as he did his job to clear the site, but the overdrive doesn't really find much value as far as damage is concerned. So now we turn our attention back towards NRG. 2-3 split on this retake. Superman the only one inside, and he's got a stinger to try to help this defense as much as possible on the plant. Fly a good for 2 from the window. Super though caught off guard, and NRG getting the trades they need. Poise and Dicey, the last one's left. Sam deals with 1, and you should know where Poise is coming from.
Oh my God.
Well done. Ethan even moves over to make sure no one can touch him. Good stuff from NRG.
What a round from Sam on this retake. I mean, you know, obviously we have to point out great use of utility for NRG to clear out some of the corners to limit the angles they had to worry about as they come into B. They also limit the impact of any plays through link areas. But Sam flies over the top, gets 1, finds the second, and then plays the perfect Guardian Angel role here, where Ethan never even has to worry about being pressured. Wish we could have saw the first kill as well. I mean, the dude just alley-ooped with satchels up top. No one even really discovered it. And he just gets a freebie and then drops down for 2 more. Just what a wild run. And Sam having a quiet game on Icebox. Good to see him back in form for this one when they need him most. Stay away from elimination. And Tex, there comes that opening opping again.
Yep. And that time it is enabled by the fault line, which had not been thrown out yet.
Right.
At least in gun rounds. So, again, FaZe just kind of caught off guard by the mind games that NRG are playing. If you were to consider this to be a 3D game of chess, NRG currently taking all the major pieces, really.
We are going to see FaZe pivot over here towards long B. FaZe is anchoring this side. Does have some utility. Does spot it with the jump peek there. Able to start throwing up some smokes to kind of make their progress a bit tougher, but we do see the aftershock, the paranoia, lots of pressure for FaZe. He's able to escape back to the platform. Does get hit by that Rolling Thunder, however, but they can't run him down.
The help is so good. Oh my goodness. FaZe creates his own initial and largely secondary lifeline, and then Sam throws Kobe over the top. Paint shells work out, and yeah, he just looks FaZe dead in the eye and says, "Tell me you love me, brother."
That's a creepy way to say it, but I guess I don't know.
I was gonna like whisper it, but I didn't think the mic would pick it up.
Yeah, I think that would have been creepier if you whispered it. Actually, it might have been for the best. That was the goal.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, great counter utility from NRG, of course. Like shock darts, paint shells, everything comes over the top. Obviously, good stalling tactics from FaZe with the smokes there to buy time for rotation. And I mean, NRG are on a heater right now defensively. I mean, FaZe cannot find anything. See you later.
Oh, dude.
Deleted.
Nope.
Maybe Bay has
not interested.
Really gotten much in the way of first bloods here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
This is kind of the things we're talking about during moments of
How many kills are NRG going to
FaZe.
get through this heaven smoke?
Apparently of all of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Spike down A.
I mean, it's on the table. Unreal. I was going to say, I mean, talking about FaZe on comps like this was where my worry was. You know, it's all about trying to get initial execution success, whether that's on defensive retakes or especially on the offense, trying to get onto site. And if they get beat on these kind of choke points, these points of ingress, how do you adjust?
The thing is, like, when Baby Bay is coming forward on some of these presses, there isn't really enough to rattle the person holding the angle.
No.
Like, Tex has been able to comfortably just kind of syllable. But yeah,
it was Breeze at the end. They were the ones to take it out in the second round of veto process.
That's wild to me.
I mean, there's a question about that for sure.
The only thing I can think of is that maybe they just felt there was too much film on them on it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Either way, this Haven pick so far has It certainly backfired.
Yeah. I mean, you would be right, by the way, as far as the film is concerned. They played it in week 5. They played it in lower round 1. They played it in lower round 2.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
And there were a lot of rounds played in each of those 3 maps, too. So
yeah, and again, there are no slouches on Haven. Certainly, it has been a strength of FaZe in the past. They've won their last 4 games in a row, in fact.
I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me because as we sit in kind of posture for a while, as FaZe looks to probably get into Garage for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about this is you've kind of got a situation where FaZe, like, even the maps that they won recently were tight maps versus Sentinels and Cloud9 who didn't even make it to playoffs.
Bro, what a great counter fault line timing there from Ethan.
Yep.
But a great catch from Dicey on the Psalm through the link. Spike will get planted. Owl Drone gets some detection on Dicey, but he can just teleport out of there. Smokes come up to block Texas angle. Yeah, that's very true.
Oh boy, this is the round.
No idea.
Oh, and they use the Astral Divide right as the kills come through. That's tough timing for NRG.
Yeah.
You're hoping to just overwhelm. FaZe was ready for the Cosmic Divide. 1 lurker, all it needed to happen to get the win. And Hayes is just looking to survive. Not that money's going to be too much of an issue, but my goodness.
Yeah, that
great
late flank was
coming out of
huge.
boys.
Haven't really seen that come into play yet. Granted, they haven't really been able to use it because they just are losing the skirmishes on site before they could really comfortably settle into a post-plant maneuver like that. But lo and behold, they get the job done. Only lose poise along the way, so almost a flawless there, which is desperately needed because they cannot afford a whole lot of rebuying right now with the economy the way that it is, and considering how many rounds they need to scrap together to at least be competitive this half.
Yeah. Well, good stuff from FaZe. I'm at the point where convincing halves essentially mean nothing. It's just because of the way the playoffs have gone, and then obviously what we got in map number 1. But
yeah.
It's the thing about it is, if you're FaZe, do you really feel comfortable enough just finding wins in the middle of the map? I mean, you have to feel like you've got to get some plays going on the exteriors. And Baby Bay, once again, going to be fault-lined as he gets over the initial threshold from A lobby. Utility from NRG trying to keep him at bay, but
that's a lot spent. I mean, they spent Boombot, Owl Drone, Fault Line, Owl. I mean, yeah, that
recon ball, paint shells.
There's a star, but hey,
okay.
you know, eventually BBA falls. I mean, it might have taken a lot, but it does get done. Aftershock comes out to flush out Sub, but he hits him with the rocket launcher, and it doesn't matter as EU eradicates the remaining members, and it's all on Dicey. And that's a great kill on Hayes and all, but the Spike's way on the other side, and you're alone in a 1v3.
Maybe we just got the answer to the question that I was hypothetically throwing out there.
Is it like how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop? How many utility does it take to kill Baby Bay at long? All of it.
Whatever it takes, though. That's that's the thing about it is NRG are very cognitively saying you are not going to get the outside lanes of this map.
That's huge, man.
Doesn't matter the cost, and that's going to be a huge problem for FaZe in these last couple of rounds of the half. It has to be.
And that's the big thing that you want when you're playing, you know, this double initiator comp with a Neon. You want that space early. That's what this is built for.
Absolutely.
And they're not getting it, dude. NRG's done such a great job contesting long A. They've done such a good job contesting that site, period, at any stage of the round. What a night and day performance compared to Icebox here from NRG. And granted, they even had the comeback kind of built up. I think that has to help, surely. Like, not getting swatted at Matt, actually fighting back, coming close. Made you feel like you could go toe-to-toe with him a little bit. Either way, no matter what the psyche is here, they're now up 8-1.
Wow. This, you know, when it comes down to when we've watched over FaZe in the past, as you know, the two of us, let alone as a community kind of watching over North America, I feel like a lot of people look at FaZe and say, if Baby Bay is successful, this team wins. Just especially considering their quote-unquote mantra of this kind of schmeeg energy, so to speak. But on the opposite side, so many teams that have been able to beat this FaZe squad, even when they're at their strongest, it usually comes to the storyline of Baby Bay's finding very limited amounts of success, whether that's in the kill death department, which is the easy stat to go off of, or just in creating openings. There have been 0 openings for FaZe outside of one round.
And again, this is the team that's led first kill percentage for the entirety of the stage with groups and playoffs combined. But they're getting no openings. It's EU with Hunter's Fury connects on the fly. It's one initiator down, less utility to support a push, already off the table. EU now clearing out Sewer's position here. Doesn't get a whole lot of intel, but they have a pretty good idea still.
It's just the mind games that NRG are throwing right now. Once again, it's a round opening where Ethan doesn't throw any utility, And FaZe are waiting for it at the backside A lobby. It is a Hunter's Fury that comes out of nowhere. Not going to be deterred, though. FaZe pushing forward. Are there going to be more of these Heaven smoke kills for EU?
Oh, my God.
Well, the shock dart nearly gets done. It actually stops the plant completely.
Oh my God.
Repositioning, it doesn't matter!
He's done it again.
Someone put a leash on this kid!
Just every round, dude. Just every time. As Superman will collect the spike, he puts it back down, but they're in a 3 versus 5, making this hold a lot more difficult. As we are seeing Baby Bay try to play something a little bit risky up close to try to see if he can grab a couple and get away and try to even things up, but he's found a little bit of a gap here.
Thing about it is the aftershock does connect. Oh, but it may not matter. Down to a 2v2. Baby Bay in a critical health situation with only 5 ammunition. Misses out on the first. Dicey now to the headhunter after the first shot connects, and he's able to clutch things up. FaZe Clan gets to 2.
Oh,
Still, a long way to go.
FaZe's dynamic duo having a brief hint of brilliance after a tough start to the half. Both of them come together there to win what was essentially a 2 versus 4. As Baby Bay was able to get a couple up close and get away, Dicey catches the fallback. As there was a heaven swing to try to grab Baby Bay, Dicey doesn't allow it, and then they come together to finish there in the end. And that might be the spark that FaZe needs to dump some fuel on. Try to see if they can get this half still under contest after falling well behind. Here comes that fault line again.
Another different look.
Counter fault line, though, to push Tex out. This is what they didn't have before,
Yep.
I feel like.
Yep, absolutely. Tex is still going to push into this. Through the flash! Oh, that was greedy. And he gets punished. But Ethan now spamming through, trying to stop FaZe at the door, but the Seekers will once again reclaim space. Paint shells over the top. Good
They
God,
cannot
bro.
survive
It's
to a spike zone. They just can't.
No.
They keep losing someone here. Now Rolling Thunder comes in. Spike still not down. Sam gets forward. Flash is coming through, though, to slow him down. Baby Bay pulls out the ult to crush him. 4-on-2.
Okay. FaZe able to fight back in some regard, but NRG still want to keep the pressure on it. Hayes actually gets around the back. Trade comes out, and EU not quite able to get to topside heaven in time. Would have to win a key 1v1 versus Dicey. Survives it for now, but is a little bit stuck. More shock dart antics? Sure, why not? Supa in immediate threat of this. Recon Bolt has been recharged. And no, not going to be bothering this time around. FaZe 2 in a row. Get to 8-3.
Yeah, you started to worry a little bit when NRG get that frag with the paint shell. They pull on the push in off the Rolling Thunder. You think this could be a problem, but then Sam gets stunned right back before he can really get ground on sight and start pushing FaZe off. And FaZe get it done in the end, but a labored way to get it. And you feel like FaZe need this one, and they need Pistol to keep the 2-0 dream alive.
Yeah, they've got the ability here with a bit of a financial advantage to have some weaponry to kind of work with.
Oh, Dicey smells this.
Yeah, sure does. He may have actually even seen his shoulder.
Yeah, you could see what FaZe were trying to do. They were trying to feint the A play like they've been doing every single time, and they're trying to see if maybe it would give Dicey a play. But Tex just holds a safe angle, and so Dicey can't really push just yet. Oh, catches a big timing there, though, on the fallback.
Yeah. Hayes in trouble now all of a sudden. The paranoia actually keeps EU out of the play, forcing Hayes to have to go isolated into a 1v many. Not going to work out whatsoever. And what is left for NRG to try to get this retake going? No ultimates on the table. Actually, very limited amounts of utility either. Ethan's going to hit the fault line. Baby Bay holding close. Oh, boy. It's just, nope, not this time. And looking good for 3 in a row. To close out this half would be FaZe, and so it will be. Decent recovery, all things told here, Doc.
Kind of take your time. Kind of methodically take map control. And so this is where FaZe can try to be disruptive in the early round with their aggression, try to see if they can unsettle that default.
Well, the early guiding light through C long is going to get not just Baby Bay forward, but Poise is going to work with him, with the Trailblazer as well.
They're going all the way in,
Smoke
bro.
with the dark cover will try to block off B and make life a little bit more difficult, but Tex is happy to plant.
Look at this position from Hayes. He's aware of this possibility. He is ready for it.
Absolutely. Oh, my. Read like a book. And now FaZe is in a terrible position trying to retake because there's no one on site. They're not going to know this. You still have to clear sight out completely. The pinch coming around the back to the flank essentially needs to be key, and it's just not going to work out. Not going to work out at all.
Dude, Hayes read that
and now
flank,
you've all of a sudden
required reading summer list from school.
Yeah. And FaZe are now stuck on site. I mean, this is just shoulders from multiple angles. Gravity Well and Paint Shells was only the first part of the problem. The Shock Dart continues to be a second part, and it's a Prime Gaming flawless pistol, and that is now 4 out of 4 pistols for NRG.
Yeah, they have been on one in that regard. Again, we talked about how FaZe had a very massive improvement on their pistol round conversion between groups and playoffs, but it has not shown up today in this match. NRG reigning supreme in that regard. Again, they just were primed to catch this with their post-plant positioning here. Never had a chance, FaZe. As it is the Flawless coming through there to kick things off in this half, looking to keep that big lead building. Not much of a force up this time from FaZe. Just a shorty for Poise, maybe some a Sheriff for Flya. Can't afford to.
No. Spend here and you lose. You're looking at 12-4 probably.
Yeah, it's over, pretty much.
Yeah. Would love to at least keep this round close, though, if you're FaZe. Maybe sneak out a Thrifty. They were good in the group stage when it came from playing from a disadvantage.
You just got to
maybe
hope the
there's some
shorties do
life to be
something.
found here.
That's all you can
Yeah,
really
that's
do.
pretty much it, right?
And it's kind of a dice roll where you position them if they're even going to be able to come into play.
Right there.
Hey, you talked about that methodical and
Yep.
slow playstyle for NRG. Just don't give away any information early.
That's been a big their big success route has been in their boot camp how polished they've made this default become. Like it has been so good as far as just not having any real gaps to exploit, being able to come together on the right timings to trade in and make good use of utility. Like they have kind of found their identity, I think, as a team, like this being their foundation. They can throw in the pacing changes. In fact, they often do start slow in a half and then bring the pacing changes later on, like, you know, when they're 5 or 6 rounds deep, if they even get there in this case. But that's been kind of the trend, I feel like, is they kind of condition you early with something slow, then they hit you hard and fast later.
Oh, but this is a good setup for FaZe. They already got the full defense rotated off of A. And you've got shorties in good positions with this dark cover to possibly challenge the plant, which you're running out of time with. FaZe, they get maybe enough. The spike carrier goes down. EU, the last one left with 6 bullets and not enough time to even pick up the spike and plant.
Boy.
Oh, no, what's happening?
Oh, that's a big one, too. You get a couple of free Vandals. You get a round. A little Spectre there for Poised. And, yeah, it's just energy a little bit too slow. They're waiting for pushes. They're waiting for gimmicks. You know, obviously that's something you have to anticipate happening in a round like this. When you're FaZe, you kind of have to roll the dice, and Energy knows that, so they're trying to, you know, be cautious, not give away anything. But as they come into C, they ran right into those shorties, and then the clock became their enemy. And I have noticed that in some of Energy's matches. While they have been winning, and they've been looking good, there's definitely been several rounds that have been, you know, pretty tight. You know, last 10 seconds, kind of close, but that's a great opening from Tex, at least, for Energy here.
It's an incredible opening. Dicey falling means that you have to worry about this. And oh, Tex misses out on the 50-second kill. FaZe looking at Baby Bay to try to hold off Lobby. Only takes down 1. That'll be a Spectre collected. We go to a 4v3.
Love this
Numbers
call.
advantage with NRG.
Love this call. I mean, they know that Baby Bay saw a ton of people at A lobby, and he's going to call for a big rotation A side, which is what Fly is doing right now at that Vandal. But now they've cut noise. They've thrown some sense of doubt into FaZe's rotations. They're looking to just get the most they can out of this 4-on-3 advantage by just kind of making sure they're not getting pushed out middle of garage, making sure they still have A lobby control, but not overplaying their hand here. They're forcing the defense to spread out. This is going to give them a huge advantage, even with low firepower, on man count once they commit.
Look at Fly's position, though. He's already snuck up in towards C-Long Cubby. If this hit comes over towards B, there will be no post-plant through window this time around.
Yeah, they've also pushed
NRG are
your
going
A
to
lobby.
have to hold from sight. Yeah,
Poise
they're
has
going to
come
have
through.
to hold from inside.
Yep. But they also have the links. That's the big thing. If they detect that they're being flanked, they can at least play the link areas, and that kind of allows them to get away from it being a problem.
Oh, no.
Oh, that works too.
A huge missed chance for Poised. Flya picks up. So much utility to play with. Aftershock should clear out Ethan. Super gets 1 off the cross, and now it's down to just Sam, who does have a rifle to play with. Not a lot of health, though. Avoids the first flash, gets stuck by the paranoia, sees the shadow in the nearsighted net.
No way.
Oh! Sam for a double and a 1v2 Red Bull clutch.
Oh my goodness, man. Sam dodging and weaving, hits by the paranoia, but still just catches Flya as he comes in. He's just on the edge of this. Look at this. Right near the brink of being not spotted. If he would have been a little more outside, Sam doesn't see him. Oh my. Also was
What a
past the
wake-up map for
flash.
Sam.
Yeah. Everyone double digits for NRG right now, by the way. Definitely getting a good overall team performance with elimination on the line. Couldn't have come at a better time.
Go, go, go.
Early rolling thunder again. FaZe looking to get into A lobby, this time with 2 different members, but there's a boom bot to cover the retreat.
Maybe they wasn't
And
there
also
quite
Gravity
fast
Well.
enough, I feel like, to
No.
capitalize on that. I think the timing was just a tad off. I think, you know, it had potential to catch a kill or two in A lobby, but I feel like maybe it wasn't quite ready to push in yet. And so they kind of missed a chance there.
It's hard to say that even if he was forward that he was going to get a kill because NRG were so far back.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this kind of labored approach, so to speak, has been working out really well for NRG in this offense. Now, show of force in towards B, but the spike is not here. Super does well to clean up the first, but
Well, this
timing
timing.
around the Rosie with hazed. Poised, watching over towards A long. Flash comes out, but EU not affected by it. Baby Bay will see that there are a couple of members nearby, and meanwhile,
Hayes
off
won the
screen,
fight in B.
Hayes does win that 1v1 inside of B.
Yeah, that's big. Spike now will come back around. There's a chance, though, for Dicey flanking through C side to maybe still get behind them as the spike comes
30
into B.
seconds left.
In the meantime, though, this link area getting claimed by FaZe, but Hayes is ready for it.
Obscuring vision.
Doesn't get stunned. They ran right by him.
Hayes!
Enemy remaining.
No one even checks the corner?
You hate to see it.
Spike planted.
Or you love to see it. Depends on who you're a fan of, I guess.
That's fair. So now Dicey is 1v3 operator in hand, and you're running out of rounds. So do you feel obligated to give this the good old college try? A little heave-ho here. Sees the barrel of one. EU is not watching this. That's a free kill. Does he sneak into the cubby in time to sneak away from EU? No. NRG on 11, and FaZe are going to be with some thin pockets in this next round, 17.
Yeah, I mean, it was initially a pretty cool kill from Superman, but then Hayes just tucks in. They have no idea. Don't pay it any mind. It's the stone left unturned, which is where the snake was hiding the whole time. And it struck. FaZe now, just a couple of shares and a Spectre.
That's a good spot.
Energy nearing map point. Chance to force the third.
That works.
Oh boy.
Indeed.
That's all that needs to be said, really.
Yep.
Poise is going to try to sneak forward. He has been tagged, but he still gets the ground that he wants. Dicey getting jiggled over through lobby. Gravity Well will clear the space. And in the same moment, NRG are actually showing a little bit more opening force than we've seen normally. Aldrone towards C will keep FaZe a bit
Yeah, I feel like
under kind of blanket here.
I feel like they learned from the last Thrifty, where they gave up a little too much space and they ran out of time. And they got a little bit taxed because of it. This time, they're really kind of making sure they have everything covered. Ethan will catch Dicey there inside sewer side. So I like the adjustment from Energy to still keep that default that you're comfortable with that's been working for you, but
Sure.
to make sure you get a little bit more forward with it early.
Well, Poised getting aggressive through mid is going to amount to essentially absolutely nothing. Unless Tex somehow falls here and that trademark gets cleared, because otherwise he's just going to have to re-wrap back in towards Garage. The other two FaZe defenders are still at A. Good information here from Flyer! Good double comes through. Can he get a third? No.
30 seconds
Som able to at least secure the trade, and with that, it'll get NRG in, but Poised actually does kind of cut off the backside rotation, so now you can do a little bit of shopping here in the backside. Seekers have been earned, and this is actually going to have to be dealt with by Ethan, who's going to get affected, you have to imagine, by the Trailblazer.
Great
No, actually
paranoia
doesn't.
timing. It stops
Yeah.
them from being able to punish with those Seekers and that Trailblazer, but Superman gets the frag nonetheless, but Sam pulls out the Showstopper. Doesn't land.
No. Two from his left, one from his right. Fast lane will now throw a bit of mystery into where these FaZe retakes have come through. First one good from Som. Oh boy, he's done it before! Almost does it again! Holy!
Oh man, that'll get the old glutes tight. That's what that'll do. But maybe Bay does come out on top in the end. That's going to put it 11-6. So FaZe coming up with a couple of ecos to keep them alive. I mean, have they won a full gun round yet defensively?
I don't
Maybe
think
one?
so.
I know they've certainly won 2 Thrifties. I mean, yeah,
This
that's
is-
the only 2 rounds they've had on defense because it was 8-4 at the half.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
lord.
Yep.
You
Talk
want to
about
play?
taking it on
Let's
hard
play.
mode.
Dicey stunned up, gets the shoulder, wants the peek still. Eventually gets dissuaded. At least a touch. Second flash comes in. That will for sure clear the angle. And NRG are actually going to, kind of uncharacteristically speaking, get aggressive. Cosmic Divide will block off Heaven.
I would say this is about the point in the half that Energy
Icy?
will pick up the pace usually on attack, and they're coming out swinging for sure on the poise, but Baby Bay pulls out the ult that come it right back.
Oh my god. How has this happened? For a second, Dicey nearly gave up his life, but he gets underneath Heaven, and the Operator's also able to help out Baby Bay off of his double. Eventually, gets traded through. Hayes defected by the stun. And everyone knows that Hayes is back here somewhere. Spam away.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot you could do there. As again, Energy is a team that likes to play slower defaults early in the half, but once they kind of establish themselves, then they start throwing in the pacing changes. That's been kind of the trend, I feel like, with some of their attacking sides throughout playoffs, and I think it works really well because you condition your opponent to a certain pace, and then you pull out the sheet a little bit later and try to catch them off guard. And this is obviously a map where you can run those fast-paced attacks because the map is so big and defenses are usually kind of having to guess where they want to commit resources early, and sometimes you can just find the opening. But, I mean, I have to say, huge play from Baby Bay there to shut down the attack. Because FaZe, they thrive in those chaotic moments. That's what
Absolutely.
they feel like they are more efficient in, and you saw it there.
And that was a reactive call, by the way, to pull the overdrive. That wasn't from minute one of this last round. So even more just credit towards the decision-making of Baby Bay in the thick of it. NRG down to a couple of pistols, Guardian, Marshall, and a Vandal for Som. A couple of ults to play with, though, Rolling Thunder and Hunter's Fury in particular. Leads to maybe an opportunity, and Tex is in a really good spot to stop maybe some rotations through C, so maybe a chance to isolate here.
Yeah, I mean, Fly keeping tabs on this right now. Will win the fight. His teammate watching along with the Operator. Dry peek up long, gets caught here by Superman. To really pull out anything here. Good flashes from Poise to push all the way down, but oh, Ethan catches him. Oh, Baby Bay.
Boy,
oh,
for a second.
Rein it in. Rein it in. You got a 4-on-2. It's all good. Spike down.
Dicey's got the corner, or does he? Fly there to follow up. They know where EU's at. There we go. The staple Baby Bay slide 360. Not quite the world star that I think coming into round 20.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder available for Ethan as well as Hunter's Fury. Some big tools to pave a way forward onto a site. Som trying to satchel out to get that quick, long A control. Smoke to block off Dicey's sniper. Just kind of feinting it, though. Just keeping the defense interested in. But now the Owl Drone comes out to clear B. So I like this multi-prong pressure from Energy early.
Oh, the Flash is going to see so much.
Yeah, at least gets an idea that they're starting to press up. Now those smokes come down. Now it's confirmed. Looks like they're going to save the Rolling Thunder Hunter for retake.
Yeah. Okay, wow. That's a double prong play for NRG because they had the ability of rendezvousing away if the Rolling Thunder was used early, trying to bait it out, but it's not going to happen. Fly is still in a position to try to earn and make their play forward. Oh, not going to work out. Som in the corner. Good for one. Poise trying to trade back, but he doesn't get the double. And it's just down to Supa and Dicey. 2v4, tough post plant to break through with this situation, and they value the weapons instead of the round.
Yeah, Ethan does spin the Rolling Thunder, but Hunter's Fury still in tow for EU next round to maybe put the finishing touches on this one. And, I mean, Energy just got B so clean. It's the first time we've seen them hit B that fast, and again, that goes to their game plan of establishing themselves with the default early, then throwing the curveballs later in the half that FaZe just aren't ready for. And they can be so quick after that initial long A pressure. I mean, when you're feeling Som coming that quick at you at A, you're feeling, oh, they're probably taking sewers, they're, you know, setting up perhaps for an A take, and all the while, you come off it immediately, drone your way into B, and it's pretty much a done deal. Like, FaZe couldn't do anything about it, and they could never really get the retake going. Baby Bay got caught so quick when he came out Garage.
I want to give major shout-outs to our stats guy, the backside. Weltis just hit us with a first kills for Baby Bay this map. 1 in 6.
Not what you expect from him, considering his numbers throughout the stage. Normally in the
considering
top
the character
5
he's
and almost
playing,
all
too.
the characters. Yeah, exactly.
There.
Here come NRG over towards lobby. Dicey will be affected by the fault line, but holds his ground inside of the Nebula. Boombot to clear through sewer. And NRG look like they're going to give this at least maybe a peek from Tex's perspective. He's got the ability to bounce back if needed. Aldron's going to be pushed over towards B again. FaZe are feeling pretty comfortable with this setup at the moment. This is the same setup for NRG trying to get on through. Relay Bolt will get a little bit of a stun on the Sun. He's not going to be able to do too much. At least not initially. Late shot comes through with the rocket. It will miss. And Superman through sewer did in fact take down Tex with that aggressive peek.
I feel like this is an attempt maybe at threatening B link to A to maybe set up an A split, but FaZe busted it. And now NRG are having to pivot mid-round. They know that they have control of B side, so they'll swing everyone back over, including Spike. Som taking into A link. That's a big piece of real estate to have. It means that they're not funneled to middle post plant. They have other routes to play from. And that's a great Hunter strategy to let Som get even more forward. Yes, that's huge.
And you get the information. Now the defensive Rolling Thunder coming from the opposite side is working out nicely for FaZe. This is clinical as you'd like in the post plant. Now down to 2 members. No tools really to use outside of 1 shock dart and a gravity well. But oh my goodness, it hit so hard! It sucked in 3 different people! And now it's down just to Dicey. 1v2, not going to happen. And just as much as map 1 was FaZe finishing off the FaZe way, how much is that NRG finishing off map 2 in their own way?